Everything you need to know to prepare for an African
So
safari.
in this video, we want to share what we learned and how we prepared for the safari. And we also want to help to give you ideas so that you can plan your own adventure.
And of course, if you're anxious and nervous about a safari per se, I would say keep watching because we will be able to share all those lessons learned, what surprises the most, and ultimately why we're so glad we decided to go. I would say that it's so critical to book with a reputable company because it really gives you a peace of mind to have luxury accommodations and not to have the worries I had. Um, we actually went with G Adventures, and I'm so glad that we did that. I felt very safe.
Also, regarding the accommodations, we stayed at 3 different camps. The first one was the Lion Camp at Lake Nakuru. The second one was at Lake Navasha, and then the third was the Fig Tree Camp in the Mai Samara. What we had there was at the Lion Camp, and you'll see it in the video. The structure was a solid structure, the room itself, and but in Lake Navasha and the Fig Tree Camp, it was a wood floor platform, but it had solid walls for the bathroom and a tent that covered the whole thing. But all three had running water, hot, and we had hot showers, and they were all gated, and they did have night watchmen patrolling that at night just to make sure that everyone was safe.
So now I want to talk about shopping. So once we decided to go to the safari, we researched and they mentioned what was best to take. And so I'm not this kind of colors, but it is more of safari colors. You think about the khakis, the olive greens, all of these colors are what you would need for safari. So I had to go shopping. But I would say these pants are great. We happened to buy the Columbia because it does have a zipper and you can open it and it becomes shorts. So again, think about the khaki colors and the olive greens and those are the colors that they recommend. I would also say look into some kind of hiking shoes, comfortable hiking shoes. They become essential for the different types of weather. And talking about weather, we did go mid-December, but in general, the weather does change from the morning to the evening. So the morning drives, we did have to take more of the sweaters and beanies many times and during the day, it was hot that we needed something lighter. So I would say make sure you do that. Avoid the white. White becomes very bright um, and kind of blinds the animals. The bright colors will attract the animals, so you want to avoid those. And definitely, one of the things that we learned is not to take black or navy blue, those dark colors, because there's what they call the TC fly, and those can really bite and is very painful. So it attracts those flies and you will be hurting. So I would say to avoid all of that, do that. They also recommend it to have the soft luggage instead of rollers. And Tina will tell you about how we prepared the actual clothing because while the repellents are very critical, he actually prepared the clothing.
So I went online and I found repellents for clothing, and I sprayed all of the clothes, put it out in the sun to dry. And the repellent is good because it'll last through about 6 to 8 washes and it'll still stay in the clothes. You won't smell it, but the insects will. They won't get near you. Actually, it worked pretty well for us because we weren't suffering too much with mosquitoes and other types of insects. Nina mentioned about the sun. The sun is very strong in Kenya and in different parts of Africa. So we recommend using sunblock, sunglasses, and to wear a hat. And I also sprayed the hats as well that we took. And then also we took a good pair of binoculars. Binoculars are important because they'll help you spot animals at a distance, and then you can drive toward that area to find them or to see them. But yeah, they come in very handy to spot the animals.
For this video, we used the iPhone 16 Pro Max.
So another thing that we would recommend is that you see your doctor before you go on the safari, preferably at least 6 weeks before you go, just to make sure you have all your vaccinations in order. And they'll let you know which vaccinations you might need depending on where you're going to go. And for us, besides the vaccinations we had, we also had to take malaria pills. We had to start them 2 days prior the arrival, during the time we were there, and then when we returned, we still have to take them for a few days afterwards. What we also did is we purchased these water bottles. It's the Lark water bottle, and the advantage to these is that once you fill them up, it has an ultraviolet light on the inside, and it purifies the water before you drink it. So this is a good thing to have just in case. And just an FYI, this video is not sponsored by Lark. We just want to let you know what we prepared with. All right, so continuing on with our explanation about the safari, one of the important things is tipping. So you want to be prepared so you can tip your guide. And we had an excellent guide. His name is Joseph, and we highly recommend him. He works with G Adventures, and he was very knowledgeable. Whenever we spotted any animals, he was able to tell us about their habitat, their behaviors, when they roam in what areas, and then also gave us a lot of explanation about the culture and the people of the Mai Samara. So he was very helpful in with the experience that we had. And so you also want to tip. We had a driver besides the guide, and you also want to have tips for the hotel staff and including the hot air balloon staff if you decide to take the hot air balloon, which we recommend as well.
Definitely. And so I would say now that you're prepared, that we shared everything that you need to do so that you can have a wonderful experience, let's go and experience the incredible wildlife that we actually experienced and made this trip so memorable. Enjoy.
Of completion. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe.